Despite the strong efforts of the fake news media, we are starting to see the historic success reflected in tremendous polls. We have great polls. In last week's Rasmussen poll, we're leading among Hispanic voters. We're leading by a lot. Nobody's ever seen a Republican lead among Hispanic voters. You know, Hispanic voters don't want crime. People don't realize that. Hispanic voters want strong borders because they know what's coming in and they don't want them. A recent Harvard-Harris poll found that 80% of Americans support our unprecedented operation to deport criminal aliens. In other words, 80%, that's more like it, of the people support our operation to remove really dangerous, bad people out of our country. So you read much about Minnesota, where, unbeknownst to the public, we have brought down crime very substantially in Minnesota. We've taken out thousands of hard criminals, hardened, vicious, horrible criminals. You don't read about things like Washington, D.C., where there is virtually no crime, and it was horrible a year and a half ago. Memphis, Tennessee, which was a real disaster, and now it's down. Crime has dropped by 78% in the last 2 months. New Orleans, Louisiana, I was asked by the governor of Louisiana to help them with New Orleans. It was a disaster, and crime is down 54% in about 3 weeks. You don't read about that. And we've done all of this by taking thousands of criminals out of these states. We took over 2,000 people out of Washington, D.C. These were criminals. You know, if you remember, about 2% of the population, it's a very simple business. 2% of the population causes 90% of the crime. So when you start decimating that 2%, boom, that's why we have to, it's an amazing number when you think. It's just crime over and over and over. 2% creates 90% of the crime. Isn't that amazing? It's not that complicated, is it? In 1 year, we've achieved the largest drop in the murder rate in the history of our country. Drug overdose deaths are down by 21%, the largest drop ever recorded. We got to do better than that. I'm going around because hopefully we win the midterms. And it's very scary because, like, it's 2 out of 50 years or something like that.
That's right.
There's something psychological. If you win the president, whether you're Republican or Democrat, with that being said, the polls look very good. Everything looks very good. And you have great congressmen here, congressmen and women here. And we love Iowa. We love Iowa.
And what about this poll? 40% of Democrats think that some of these lunatics that are protesting against the immigration police have not gone far enough. Why do you think that's the case?
Yeah, I mean, they're bored. They're unattractive. They have no fun social life. No one's getting any action. I mean, none. You have all the piercings. You're calling attention to your septum. No, that's not hot on anybody. No, don't call attention to your septum. That's like, I don't know. I can think of a lot of more attractive parts of the body I'd like to call attention to than the septum. Ew. Instead, they're little iPhone warriors looking into themselves like, today's the day I might die. Like, okay, you're not going to, actually, no, you're going to the Starbucks with a whistle. That's your day. You're going to annoy a bunch of people with your loud screaming. And I just think they have these empty, soulless, godless lives. So, yeah, they're getting a lot of support from fellow leftists who have been soulless and godless for a long, long time.